Good evening, race fans. Welcome into the second race of Friday Night RODDCAR for season 32 here at the World Center of Racing, Daytona International Super Speedway. As always, here with my co-commentator Art. How we doing tonight?
Good. I've just never heard anyone call it Daytona International Super Speedway. It's always Daytona International Speedway.
That's a good point. I'm delirious and on a lot of cold medicine, but nevertheless, we're here tonight at Daytona. Race info is having a moment, doesn't want to pop up. But tonight it is 80 laps. One lap of qualifying, as always, to set the field. We have an estimated field run of 20 to 24 laps with the 55% fuel tank, unlimited overtimes, and one fast repair. So that is the race information that did not load. Let's see if we can get it to pull up here. Or if we'll just have to say technical difficulties and be right back. It looks like it's going to want to do the technical difficulties. So qualifying's underway. While we try and get the overlay to pull up, we'll be right back. We are now back from the World Center of Racing, and let's see if we can get this overlay to pop up for everybody. But let's see here. Race information. Doesn't want to do it. I think it'll kick over after qualifying, though. It usually just, I don't know. For whatever reason, doesn't want to load, but nevertheless, we're here at Daytona, and let's go. We could get some of the action in regardless of what the overlay's doing. So let's go head out to the track. Wesley Parker trying to finish his lap. Currently on pole is Mo Perry, 49.03, 500ths away from Mr. Rod Flag. At the top of the timing charts, Wesley Parker just finished his out lap. Jacob Dunn slotted into the 4th position on his one and only lap. As he heads down the back straightaway, let's go on board with Mr. Wesley Parker, who finishes up his second half of the lap.
Why do we have to have technical difficulties, brother?
I'd love to see it right before the race. But Jaden Carter has already finished his lap. Wesley Parker, the only other man to do so. Let's see. The 22 machine goes into 11th position. Brandon Cruz Montevious into the wall. Gavin Newton slots into 20th. Corey Henry coming off of 4. Will just barely be able to get his lap in. Crosses the line with 2 seconds to spare, and the 5 machine will go P7 at the death.
Mo Perry on pole.
And there's the race info. Right on time. But yeah, 1 lap qualifying just set the grid. Season 32, race 2 of 14. 80-lap main event here tonight at Daytona. 20 to 24 laps, estimated fuel run, unlimited green white checkers, and 1 fast repair. And Mo Perry on pole, like you said. But now it's working flawlessly.
It takes its time. It works when it wants to.
It was having a moment. We are all good to go. And while we're gridding up, let's go ahead and show you tonight's trends of the race presented by Perry Paints, the man on pole. The last 5 races, 4 different winners. Michael Cozy Jr., the repeat winner in that time frame, averaging right around 9.5 cautions per race, with about a green flag run on average 25 laps at the longest, 13 liters over the course of the last 5 races on average. 65, lap 65 is the last lap the caution usually comes out, putting it right at 15 to go. 2 Daytona races ago, the last caution came out on lap 21, and they went green to the end. Ben Billard picked up his first career RODDCAR win in his second start that race, and then on average, about almost 29 lead changes over the course of the last 5 races. Thank you again to Mo Perry for making that handy-dandy little graphic. Those are Rod's trends of the race for tonight's 80-lap event.
You're going to have to adjust it there, that longest green flag run. Just a little bleedage.
Just a little bit. Also, while we're getting ready to grid up, we'll quickly show you the championship standings. After race 1, it's all about the points at the end of this season. So every race as important as the last. And last week's winner, Matthew Zwack, obviously on top with the bonus points. Tyler Lawn and Falkingham rounding out your podium. All the way down. Hopefully your favorite drivers higher up the list, but all the way down to Mo Perry. Robert Colgan didn't actually not start, so just 34 drivers from the first race. We have 35 here tonight, and it is time for picks to win.
Let's see. There are a bunch of good drivers in the field. I could very easily, pick a Coke Series driver, a very good Road to Pro driver, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to pick a bad driver. I'm picking Dean Clavitt.
It was in the championship 4. He called him a bad driver. He starts 33rd here tonight, electing not to qualify. He's a 2-time winner with 32 top 10s in his RODDCAR career. A regular at this point on Friday nights.
Dean knows I'm joking.
Are you, though?
A little bit.
Give me... He missed last week, so he's a little bit behind the 8 ball. Give me Michael Cozy Jr. starting P11 here tonight. The 8-time champion in the 99 machine.
I want to pick Dean because he somewhat has our logo on the car because it's a YJ Esports, not the YJ Media logo.
Rod Flagg's got the YJ Media logo. League
does
owner? He? Yes, he does on that left rear.
Ooh. See, but I don't want to pick Rod. I'll jinx him. And Rod has enough problems.
It has been a minute since Rod Flagg has been to victory lane in his own league. I'd love for it to be tonight.
Yet you didn't pick him.
I didn't want to jinx him.
We're both just go like, nope, I'm not going to jinx Rod.
I'm not going to be the one to do it.
I'll jinx Dean Clavitt.
Pace car takes that hard left-hand turn down pit road. Mo Perry enters the Geico restart zone, and we are underway at Daytona.
Green flag, green flag, green flag.
For being in the leader, Mo Perry did actually not get a good restart.
We're already 3 wide.
Mark Jorgensen Jr. looking to the outside. inside with help from, I believe
got
that is
help.
Timothy J. Moore.
I believe that's Wesley Parker. So is he going to fill the middle?
Jacob Roth trying to get up there already squirrely, but here we go, 3x3. Roth gets the push from Jorgensen, and there's
momentum coming. Oh my God, they are dumb. They are so dumb.
Look at this mess, and Rod Flag's gonna get turned. It's the big one on lap 1. Jaden Carter, Joe Swanson, Wesley Parker, Harry Tiller, I think, involved, and we didn't even make it 4 corners. Yellow out immediately here at Daytona. Let's take a look at what happened. Yellow out for the wreck in turn number 3.
I mean,
and Rod finds himself 4 wide nearly. And I think it is horrendous net code. At least
what?
From that view, it looked terrible, but
it does. Like, I'm so confused as to why he goes around.
So let's see here. It looked really bad from the far away shot. Is it as bad as I think? I hope not. And here we go, off into turn 3. Ooh, yeah, there's no... I can't defend that one. I thought we left Irish and Super Speedway in the dust, but apparently not. So netco between Mo Perry and Rod Flag, your front row, gets everybody involved. Jaden Carter destroyed Wesley Parker, loses a nose. An LCQ transfer of the 36 machine. Gabriel Dahari involved. Michael Cozy Jr. involved. And that was a tough pill to swallow on the opening lap. We also had some off-track activities. Just trying to drive it back. Right front is killed on the 99's machine, but... So in all of this, Jacob Roth is your race leader.
I'm still, like, I'm speechless over what I saw right, like, as the wreck was happening. We had cars going middle, like, catching up to, like, the guys that were already there. 8 miles an hour faster than the car in front of them. The fact that they didn't die is shocking. And then they died in front of them.
Yeah, I mean, very aggressive for lap 1. Almost 4 wide in turn number 3.
We were almost 4 wide out of 2. If there was another lane there, Jorgensen would have taken it.
But Jacob Roth made the block, and it got him the race lead. So it works out for now. They were actually making it work for, 1.1 seconds until the netcode killed them. But that's kind of the situation you find yourself in. When you take those risks.
I'm having a bad feeling that we're gonna be in for a long night.
Yeah, but Irish and Super Speedway, a little bit different. There's Cozy on pit road with his right front toe link. He could be a lengthy repair for him, but plenty of time to get it all fixed since it happened on the first lap of the race. Yeah, those are the risks you take with 4 wide. You're kind of leaving it up to that net code. And it's really out of your hands at that point. A lot of drivers opting to pit under this first caution period. Only the top 9 stayed out.
I mean, there's no reason to not really take, free fuel if you're not leading.
Right.
Especially if I was in this pack, like we always did it, or at least sometimes we did it. Sometimes I just let the worst get the better of me. But, like, taking fuel and just riding around at the back, these guys are clearly aggressive. We went 3 wide before we even got into turn 1. You're not going to be able to go anywhere. So I'd just hunker down and try to get to the end.
That's a good point. We know the next gens are very durable, but don't want to take a beating if you can help it. Your LCQ transfers tonight were Gabriel Dahari, Ryan Falk. Where'd the other ones go? The 022 at Joe Armstrong. I'm missing 2 more, but I did not catch the very end of it. But those were the 3 that I did hear that transferred in. I had to guess. I think Bobby Zielinski was actually one because he missed a lot of time. So I do believe he was out of the LCQ. So I'm just missing 1. But nevertheless, coming back for the restart. Oh, and Timothy J. Moore was the other one in the 74. Those were your 5 LCQ transfers. One of them on the front row. 2 inside, 3 inside the top 10. So LCQ guys getting on good here in the early going. Everyone did make it off of pit road. They're all still on the lead lap. Pace car's off. Jacob Roth, field in tow, chooses the outside. We're back underway. Cars separated by just under 3 seconds, and already there goes Daniel Falkingham, last season's champion. He's trying to force the issue before they even get off of turn number 2. Gabriel Dahari, Parker White lined up behind him, will be 3 wide again down the back straightaway. So much for taking it easy, and there goes Mark Jorgensen Jr. to the point with Timothy J. Moore. Who will lead the first lap under green at Daytona this season? It's anyone's game off the 4. More leading that inside. Mark Jorgensen Jr. went up top, and we're wrecking in the back, mid-pack.
Mo Perry's dead. No, Mo, no.
Ooh, Gavin Newton's destroyed. Rod flag. Kevin Spencer doing the Dave Blaney down pit road. Mo Perry, his rough start to this season continues. Let's take a look at what happened here. This was just right around in mid-pack. Some more 3 wide action. Mo Perry going to get turned in front of the field.
There's a good bit leading up to this. It's a bunch of pushing the pusher.
And we'll just take this back a little bit. Mo Perry stuck in the sucker hole. Not a whole lot of momentum for him. Here comes Zielinski. 97 machine of Tucker Minter. Yeah, they were just ramming through 3 and 4.
You have 3 guys in line who very well could make it work, but then you have 2 dudes.
Just was shoving Zielinski through that corner, and really nothing Mo Perry could have done.
Need to have another lane out there for the Coke Series drivers.
Let's go on board here with Gavin Newton. That's a sinking feeling. Literally nothing he could have done about that one. About Kevin Spencer end up? I think he went down pit road to miss this all. Let's take a look at his move. What he saw coming off turn number 4. Gets actually a tag from behind. And he does hang on to that race car somehow. Let's see who got him from behind here. Looks like it was actually Rod Flag getting into him there. Unintentional. Probably the last person on the list I would expect to be caught arc braking. That'd be Rod Flag. But nothing Mo Perry could have done from the spotter stand. He just got hooked in the left rear right into Gavin Newton, Jack Mace, and Brandon Cruz Montsevias, the other big losers from that.
Hold up. Whose car has that?
I believe that was Kevin Spencer's. Let's go on board here with Rod, and we'll see that. Oh, yeah, he was following directions. Good on you, Rod. He can read. But that's a lot of cars wrapped up in a lot of heavy incidents in the first 6-7 laps of this race. And a lot of guys are going to have some business decisions to make on whether or not they want to take a fast repair 7 laps into an 80-lap race, or how do you manage your damage this early in the race, especially Mo Perry, who's been, he was your pole sitter, now sits 31st, about to go a lap down. No front clip whatsoever. Rod's able to leave, Gavin Newton. And they all leave, but that 54 machine still in a lot of hurt. Jacob Dunn ends up being your leader.
Yeah, I would feel validated in my call to be sitting at the back of the pack right now.
Let's go talk to Pit 3. Real quick, we got your race leader. Here with Pit 3, we got Jacob Dunn, Mark Jorgensen Jr. How we doing, fellas?
Man, we are kicking ass and taking names, fucking one lap at a time.
Pretty easy. Yeah, you make it 3 corners at a time, and right now you're sitting first and third, so totally doing something right.
Hell yeah. I mean, I just wish these guys back there would get their heads out their asses. We can get a couple laps in. I mean, I'll be looking for another caution so we can come in and pit eventually, but if not, we'll make the best of it. Be up here kicking ass and taking names. That's what we do.
Absolutely. Yeah. But you and Jacob planning to work together if you can get some laps under your belt here, or what's the strategy?
Oh, man. Absolutely. These motherfuckers are fucked.
Well, you got the track position, and we'll see how you use it. Good luck, fellas.
Thanks, Max.
Thank you, man.
They're excited to work together. Let's get them some laps. Also, Matt Spalding is mad in our chat and didn't even make the main race. Was parked due to intentional violence towards a competitor. Absolutely took somebody out of the LCQ.
Imagine not making the main event. Imagine not being locked in. You don't even get broadcast commercial anymore.
Check up there on the top. I'll be very curious here.
Matt Spalding worse than Max Williams, confirmed, all time. No wins, no W's.
I was just about to say, it's been a while since that 88 machine has been to victory lane, and it's not often something we see at Daytona, but here we go, back underway, Jacob Dunn with Daniel Falkingham behind him, Joe Armstrong trying to come up, Falkingham trying to pick his lane wisely, and it's Joe Armstrong that is left out to dry. He'll have to fall all the way back to AJ Green, no help. Eventually get reformed, but we'll see if the momentum from that 487 causes any sort of issues. It doesn't appear to have. There's Squirrely a little bit on back. Corey Henry trying to gain his spots back in the 5 machine. Unsponsored, but it's not going to stop him from putting on a show here tonight.
Would you believe it? We're still 3 wide.
They have not learned their lesson. It doesn't look a little bit more broken up, and the first lap under green flag conditions goes to Michael P. Frisch in the 58 machine. He's got Parker White and Kylie Gary right behind him. And now we're trying to get some laps under our belt. Look a little bit further back. Matthew Zwack in the Hornet's Nest, stuck middle 3 wide. He's got Cozy behind him. Third lane is losing a lot of momentum. Dylan Dreiling and Gabriel Dahari trying to get some momentum. But that inside line is now surged ahead. And we look to be settling into this race finally on lap 10, coming to 11.
I was going to say, any line outside of that bottom line was losing momentum. But here comes Matthew Zwack. He's trying to make a charge with Michael Jr.
Now, if you have someone pushing around Daytona, one of the best in the business at it would be Michael Cozy Jr., and they're starting to reform that outside line with Falkingham and Jacob Dunn. Look at the run that Zwack has. He's going to split it 3 wide. And he'll eventually get down to the bottom. Cozy stayed up top, and that was where the momentum was at.
Jorgensen's get turned. Jorgensen turned himself off the front of Timothy J. Moore. They're not dead yet.
They're going to save those race cars. Somehow, some way, and we'll stay green. And on the outside, it is Bobby Zielinski flying with Tucker Minter through all the chaos. They got the 2-car tandem. They're pushing 200-plus miles an hour, trying to catch back up to the lead pack.
They almost had 3, but I believe it was Demerchant. Tucker Minter got cut off there. Not Tucker. Yeah, Tucker's there. Wait.
Tucker Minter's in the 97.
Oh, it was Christopher M. Hill.
Yep.
I'm like, which Altus car was it that got cut off in line through traffic? Ooh, Harry Dillard contact there.
But now we're really spread out. Mo Perry lost all packs because he still has massive damage, and we're 2 by 2 at the front, 7 rows deep essentially. Back to Jacob Roth. Second pack 2 seconds behind, and that's pretty much everybody else back to 34th position. So you got a 14-car pack, a 20-car pack, and Mo Perry.
And Frisch!
Almost off the nose of Zwack into the lead pack. He'll save that race car. Zwack dropping to the tail end of this lead group. And they are racing hard. They have completely overstepped the boundaries from the drop of the green flag, and there should have been at least 2 more wrecks after the first 2.
That outside line, they're still trying to fight. Not able to get going anywhere.
And they're not even able to get organized, even in these 2nd or 3rd or 4th little micro packs. And it's complete chaos, and everyone's out of order. As a result, we could see this race start to go green and work towards the first round of green flag pit stops. And that's where you favor the guys with a lot of experience. Parker White, DeMerchant, Cozy. They'll come on and off a pit road together. Even Dylan Dreiling and Joe Swanson, teammates, look squirrely there, trying to connect and get that outside line foreman. Dylan Dreiling has 1 career RODDCAR win. It is the Draft Heart 300 special event, which is coming up next week as well. So he'll look to repeat an increased payout, further distance, so it is a crown jewel on the RODDCAR calendar.
I'm going to state, due to me picking him in Monday night's race, he put an asterisk next to that win. Controversial finish.
They are complaining about the setup in Coke Series headquarters. Well, that's not surprising. Drive the car, it's Daytona, it can't be that hard.
Is there a different set? Like, is this not the setup they run all the time?
I mean, they've obviously made tweaks over the seasons, you know, to the fixed setup, so I wonder what changed from the last time we've been here, but...
I mean, this is 2011. Oh.
I know I say, you know, oh, you're the best in the business, drive the car. It does look like a handful. They are on a razor's edge. You saw Dreiling almost eat it. Jorgensen had a great save earlier. These things are pretty much overstepping the edge every lap somehow, some way. And it doesn't look like there's been a whole lot of organization as a result. It's just a whole lot of scrambling. Michael P. Frisch had a 44 flat. It says this. I don't know how accurate this overlay is with all of this. It says he's been 216 miles an hour tonight. I find that hard to believe.
Well, I've seen 216.
I mean, this ain't the car of tomorrow from way back when, but I mean, I know we push 200 occasionally, but now it said 206. Some guys have gone 212, 207, some various top speeds tonight. But at the front, it is Jacob Roth leading all these Coke heavyweights and Contender Series drivers. Mo Perry will Dip below the apron. Look at that block.
Oh,
and it's not going to work. Parker White, what a save. He's still fighting it.
Jesus Christ!
Save of the season. There's no way. There is absolutely no way he saved that race car. I don't even care. Back it up. We'll do it manually. Take a look at this. Seth the Merchant all over him. Not able to lift up in time. Cozies into the back of the Merchant. He is straddling the apron a la Kyle Busch. And they're still in the lead draft.
That might be the greatest save I have ever seen on
And they
iRacing.
still refuse to go. Oh, boy. The 36 machine almost turned Roth. Tyler Gary looking for an opening. He doesn't know who this 36 machine is. He's got 2 career starts. So he's going to find it hard to come by with friends tonight. Oh, and Jacob Dunn's going to get turned. Lock it down, but it's just one car. We'll have to keep it green. He does keep it straight. He should have a black flag. Well, he's not even going to go down pit road. But let's take another look real quick at what happened to the 3 machine. Frisch just goes up and gets him. Not sure what that was all about, but we've lost Jacob Dunn. He'll lose all the drafting helps. And it's still absolutely bonkers at the front of this field. You know, Falkingham, last season's champion without a win, would love to get rid of that stat line. Incredible consistency, and somebody blinked into your living room right there. Caution's out anyways.
Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at?
Timothy J. Moore's car is destroyed. I mean, entirely destroyed. What on earth happened to the 74? I'm going to assume that's an equipment failure.
He cut a tire.
He ran over the debris. He was in the second group, behind AJ Green, in front of Joe M. Armstrong. And he just falls asleep at the wheel. Let's go on. I mean, on board will tell the story here, so hang on. Wait, what on earth? That was... Wait, how did... I'm at a total loss for words right now, folks. So this will show you the onboard. He just doesn't turn, like there's no input. We're on board. He was in the second group. And he's just keeping it up there. It looks like a total, like he's not even no throttle or brake. He's just putting it in the wall. Everyone's single file behind him. And then he gets off the wall, he blinks out. Gone into the inside wall. So I guess he can't, but he puts it in reverse here, so I don't know what happened. He's like floating. Almost.
No, he dropped from the session, so. Interesting.
Can somebody oh, wait. Was that what oh my gosh. What is happening? What? Hang on. What in the world? I thought I saw something when they were doing the blow-by on the wall, and I was like, oh, somebody blinked, but where did he come from? Come on! What in the world? I don't...
Like,
What
could
is-
you imagine being a driver in this situation?
Tyler Gary... But it's happened so quick. There's no shot. Look at this. Gone. Just come on now. That's Jack Mason in the 07. Does he? How many people see him? I don't
It looks
think
like he reappears right in Tyler Gary's like video, so I don't.
And Jack Mason has no idea. It starts with Tyler Gary. Oh my gosh. That's one of the most insane things I've ever seen, and we've seen a lot. I mean...
iRacing, baby.
Oh, it's a simulator. Holy...
As close as you can get to real life.
Holy cow. Let's go talk to, Jacob Roth, what the heck did you see on that?
I wish I knew. I wish I knew. It's a pink blur, that's all I saw.
Oh my goodness. That's one of the more interesting things I've ever seen.
I want to ask you, because you probably saw more than me. Was he in that pack in front of me? Where did he come from?
He originally came from the second pack. He was the pack behind you. Looks like he... Is it too soon? I'm not gonna consult hard. He looked like the dolly that ran into the Baltimore Bridge, lost total control of his vehicle. And then it looked like he was sliding on ice, and then he disappeared, and then reappeared in front of you. So,
that's wild.
It literally looked like an equipment failure, like, hey, he lost, he can't steer or, do inputs. And then he started lagging after he lost steering. I don't know what happened.
Well, I think that the counter that, I think he, there was a big checkup in the second pack, and I think he got into the wall, and he might have lost a tire or something.
He cut a tire. I mean,
yeah.
That's just...
something happened, but yeah, it looked pretty bad on my
Goodyear's fault, fucking Goodyear.
Yeah.
More like bad year.
We asked for a tire that wears, and this is what we get. We get magic tricks from cars flying through the air.
Goodyear, we still would love to have you sponsor the league if you'd like. Sorry, I did not mean to put you.
We're bringing back the tire wars. We're getting Firestone up in here. All right?
Nah, Michelin's where it's at.
Okay. Well, y'all discuss. I'm going to go back and watch y'all die some more. Good luck.
What?
Yeah!
We're so back. It's unreal.
The timing is amazing.
Pace car is off. After all of that, Seth DeMerchant is your leader. Everybody came down pit road under that caution, so we'll reset. And then there's Timothy J. Moore. All right. But, my goodness. Outside line has the momentum. Jacob Roth give it a shove to that 36. And how about this? Gabriel Dahari. 2 career RODDCAR starts, and he was leading. Not anymore.
But they really wanted to go down and block that inside line. They just hesitated. We're going to be 3 wide. Jack Mace to the outside.
Joe Armstrong in the middle. Jaden Carter and Zwack. And Jack Mace, that outside line. So yeah, I made a Baltimore Bridge reference, by the way.
What?
Yeah.
I had to turn the broadcast sound down because I was talking to Corbin. So I didn't hear that. I'm
Here we go, 3 wide at the line.
Oh, he blocks it.
And he'll lead that lap. So first career lap led for that 36 machine. Second start, not too shabby. Trying to pull a Ben Billard from, I guess, 2-3 seasons ago when we were broadcasting. And Ben Billard got the win in his second career start at Daytona. Much different circumstances, though. That race had 3 or 4 green flag pit stops. This one, we'll be lucky if we get 1, as they're beating and banging for the race lead, like it's a local short track.
I mean, you can see people dropping out of line. They see it coming again. They are very aggressive.
So let's take a look at your LCQ guys. You got the 36, you got the 022, you got the 002, all up here inside the top 10. Haven't said Ryan Falk's name a lot tonight, but he is up there in the mix just as well as the rest of these guys. 3x3x3 from the 4th row on back. Zwack with an aggressive move to the inside. Yeah, to bypass that 36.
Jack Mace living comfortably on that outside line, holding it up near the wall, does not want to drop down and give anyone new momentum.
Oh, you can just see the accordion effects from all these pushes. The momentum's just shifting back and forth through this pack. 36 trying to go up and block. he's making a name for himself in his second career start. He is running this thing like he's been around for a minute, throwing some pretty aggressive blocks and trying to stay at the front of this field. There goes Falkingham to the low line. Tucker Minner through the middle. AJ Green trying to get there, but he'll drop down to the inside line. A little bit of a checkup with those three, the 54, 18, and 487. Look further on back. Big separation on that bottom. Tucker Minner's backing up to pick up Parker White and Seth the Merchant and Tyler Gary. That's a 4-car group that's going to be tough to beat if they can get hooked up here late. And ahead of them, it's Christopher M. Hill, Bobby Zielinski. So the Coke guys, contender guys, trying to flex their muscles and get organized. But at the front, it's Jack Mace on that high line with Jaden Carter. Zwack and Falkingham on the bottom.
Zwack got them all the way out there. They're going to go up and take that high line.
Oh, and Falkingham, he was almost got hung out to dry there.
Another Coke contingent trying to make their way through the middle. That's Parker White and I believe Tucker Minner. And not... No, that's the Merchant, the 14.
We've seen more and more join the series over the last couple of months, and they are a force to be reckoned with. Common man trying to fight hard against the establishment. But it does raise the level of competition, and it makes for some thrilling races. And right now, Jacob Dunn has the best of them as he leads this race. Picking up crucial bonus points, looking for his first career win. And just like that, though, he's hanging up the dry. He'll fall back to Jaden Carter.
Christopher M. Hill almost went for a ride there.
Dylan Dreiling stuck in the middle, no help. Here comes Parker White trying to get something organized. Never mind, to go to the top. The 002 left out. But here comes the middle. Oh, AJ Green all over. That is DeMerchant, and it's not going to work. There's no way they save that. Hard into the wall. Goes the 76 of Scott Warren. The 002 of Ryan Falk. Dylan Dreiling and Joe Swanson all stuck together. No way they were saving that one. Let's take a look at it. Back it up just a little bit. 36. Oh, it was just a kind of a stack up on that bottom. 76 into Bobby Zielinski. Then big checkup, the 11. And 76, kind of the accordion effect. Let's take a look at the far chase view here. This will give you a better picture of how that all got started. But no help for Zielinski. Christopher M. Hill, a huge push to Scott Warren. That gets him immediately into the back bumper of Zielinski. Zielinski, oh, it shoots that 76 up. That gets the 76 into the 36. Gets the 36 into the 002. 002 can't hang on to it. Down into Scott Warren. And eventually both of them back up the racetrack. Jacob Roth, again an unpleasant sight out of the cockpit. Dylan Dreiling nowhere to go either. Yellow is out. Let's take a look at what Jacob Roth was seeing here. It wasn't anything good. We had a couple of close calls, but they finally overstepped it. And big wreck number 3 tonight.
It's very aggressive with wanting to go forward. Like, either some of these drivers are not communicating, or they don't care.
Yeah, we just saw there. I mean, that was a 3-car checkup on the bottom. Zielinski got hit, and the guys behind him didn't have time to check up and got all squirrely.
I mean, it wasn't even about having time to check up. I don't think they wanted to check up.
For whatever reason, these cars aren't handling it, whether it's just a little change to the setup or something, but they're not handling these pushes as well as we would normally see.
I don't think any car would handle a 10-mile-an-hour difference that well.
They're beating the heck out of each other, that's for sure. I believe officially we've lost Timothy J. Moore. And
I believe he came back, and I don't think any fast repair was checked. So,
yeah, Jacob Roth, he's going to have a tough decision to make, how much damage he needs to get fixed. Brandon Cruz Monsivais also on pit road. Tyler Gary, Hunter East, Mo Perry, and Merchant just left. So 10 laps away from halfway this time. AJ Green elected to not come in. Can't say I disagree with that with the way that this race has been going. Our 4th caution of the night, 3 of them involving huge crashes. Let's bring you again the trends of the race. Well, 9 cautions.
Looking good.
So we're at 4, 30 laps in, so we're a little bit above average at the moment. Linsky coming back in, as is Tucker Minter and Christopher M. Hill. Popping off for some fuel, and they'll be right at the back of the pack together, and they'll have some momentum as they work their way forward through the field. Lights are off on top of the pace car. We're going back racing lap 32. You know, it has been a wild race so far.
And I don't think there's any slowing down.
There's no sign of it kind of calming down.
Until we start losing massive amounts of cars, we're going to have to get down to about 25 cars on the lead lap before we see anyone start to slow down.
14 race season, so you can afford to kind of go all out. You got a drop week in your pocket. You got multiple, actually, but you can see guys they're going for it. I mean, they got the one fast repair as well, so it'll lead to some exciting racing early on, but they might not have a car underneath them at the end. That's what you always have to balance.
It is also somewhat compounded by the new foul system, because once you get one in a race, like they're going to be something handed out, but like if one driver already got one, he's not going to get another one for the same race. So, like, if you've already made a mistake, nothing stop you from just, going for it.
I believe, though, we'll see how, like, if it's truly intentionally reckless, I'm sure there's something for that. We'll have to see. But it hasn't been anything like, oh, this person specifically is just kind of like a pack effort tonight. Everyone's pushing.
They let Corbin race in this league for too long, all right? We know how the rules are. Corbin was a menace to society.
Back underway, AJ Green. He's hoping for some more chaos, though.
We're already 3 wide!
Yeah, that's exactly what AJ Green needs, though, because he's dead.
They're door banging! We haven't even hit the first quarter yet!
This is not Bowman Gray, ladies and gentlemen. This is Daytona, 2.5 miles super speedway. Something got into them. They put in the water in Daytona Beach this weekend.
Oh, we got more push in the pusher. Dryling with a big shot there to Jacob Dunn.
Just go on board here with Tyler Gary. Just see the chaos through his eyes. The driver of the 26 machine. 2-time champion, 16 wins in his RODDCAR career. Also close on a couple of occasions to a third. Hasn't quite got it yet. Being completely left out to dry. So Gavin Newton will be the first man to his back bumper. And then Jaden Carter behind Gavin Newton. So we'll see. And Gavin Newton didn't want to work with him at all. So it's Jaden Carter to the rescue.
22 jumping out of the line. I think he's having connectivity issues. The 022.
Well, we crank it up for the first time as we're approaching halfway. Tonight, so sit back and let the sound of 34 race cars do their talking. They actually made it through that crank it up segment pretty nice. We'll see how much longer this lasts, as now that outside line has the momentum. It almost lasted about 4 seconds as Corey Henry squirrely there. Midway through this pack, 3 wide for a moment. That 002 blinking. It looks like he's back now. That's Ryan Falk. I believe would be the correct pronunciation. And we're 3 wide for the race lead. Zwack on the bottom, Falkingham through the middle, and Tyler Gary up top. Mendez pushing Zwack, Parker White pushing Falkingham, and Jack Mace pushing Tyler Gary. Your first 2
they're
rows.
getting real close.
But it's Jack Mace with that push. They are hooked up as a 2-car tandem.
36 into the outside wall, through a big block there on Harry Tiller.
Tiller is not going to like that. He doesn't take that kind of blocking from anybody, so he handles that. Falkingham looks a little squirrely there off the nose of Parker White. They'll get down to the bottom. Middle line has all but evaporated. And you can tell these guys kind of want to race it out and try and get a sense of calm and maybe get to some green flag pit stops and try and sprint this field out, but so far that has not happened. As we approach halfway, Harry Tiller, big shove there from Frisch, challenging on the low line. Allegary comes down to cover.
I have some stuff. The 002 was blinking there for a second.
Wesley
Never
Parker
liked
was
to
into
see
the
that.
wall there. He'll drop all the way back. Oh! And we're scrambling down the back straightaway. And caution's got to be out. Yeah.
Okay, there it is. Oh my gosh. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, so this will be an interesting
This starts
one.
with Jacob Dunn, but
Let's see here.
I believe it does anyway.
See, so I was looking at Wesley Parker originally. He just gets up and stuck into the wall. He drops back, and while that was happening...
Mendez, what are you doing?
Oh my goodness. So we got cars through the grass, 4, 5 wide. Look at Falk. And Jacob Dunn actually gets out of this unharmed, but that's where it started from. And you'll see Mendez on the bottom. He's trying to get that middle with Parker White. Tries to fill the hole and just absolutely gets Jacob Dunn. He's 95 to help save that car. And further back, let's see where the secondary wreck starts. I believe it is AJ Green trying to rejoin the racing surface, at least get back to the apron. He'll clip Joe Swanson and Jaden Carter. Nothing he could have done about that. And Kevin Spencer, another big loser in this. Looks like Gavin Newton's going to stay out to lead a lap.
I don't know what we're doing here today. There really is something in the water. Like, all rash decision making is gone. Just out the door.
The 5th caution of the night, right at halfway. So we are right on track with the 9 cautions per race, 9.4 per race on average over the last 5. So they're bang on it.
That's not okay. You can do better. 9 cautions is not good.
It
Not
is
an
what
80
it
lapper.
is.
I disagree.
It could be a 180 lapper.
I wouldn't be here. I'd be asleep before lap 100.
We're doing a full-length Indy 500 here in a couple of weeks.
I think I forgot about that.
That'll be a RODDCAR first in history as we have.
To be fair, that will be different for us, so that will actually be interesting. We've never done an IndyCar race.
Where has the overlay gone?
Can you not?
That's a new one to have it drop mid-race. We'll see if we can get it back. I just noticed that. Hey, there we go.
We're special here.
I don't know what that one was all about. Normally, once it starts, it should stop again. So now we got be bug testing this week. So Gavin Newton gets the bonus point, though. He'll give the lead up. Harry Tiller will lead for the first time tonight at the halfway mark. Couple guys at the bottom of your screen there on pit road, topping off for fuel. And we are on the verge of making this a one-stopper. What'll most likely happen, though, is we'll get several cautions before lap 60, and they'll just pit several times. But if they go green, it could be a one-stop from here on out. Go 20-ish, 22 laps, pit on 62, and then if you go green to the end, then you're good to go.
I haven't told you this, but here in about 10 minutes, I'm leaving to get food. I'm not leaving, but I'm just, I'm picking it up out downstairs.
Fair enough. Yeah,
we'll probably be under caution by then. It is not pizza. It is Taco Bell, unsurprisingly.
That is one of the non-surprises of the week, and this overlay is having trouble. I hate it for y'all, but
you're having trouble.
We'll be able to provide great detail anyways. So I have the list of names, so it'll be pretty easy to figure out who is where, but here we go. Hopefully it sticks. Pace car is off, coming back for the restart. Lap 42. Harry Tiller on point. Back underway.
I've just been flabbergasted by what I've read. Corbin just called Taco Bell the Sunoco of Mexican fast food.
Is he? What's your thought on that? Is Frisch, I guess, out of the gate? He's got track position. He wants to maintain it. We are like 6 deep pushing the pusher right now.
Zwack was almost taking it 3 wide. He is going to take it middle of 3 wide there.
Your hats, folks. He's got no help. Oh, Tiller was a little squirrely there. He'll get forced up high. Jack Mace to the inside. That 36 machine, not a whole lot of help. He's getting hit from that 18 as Zwack. They're squirrely.
I'm not sure I like the fact that both lines are being led by Englishmen. There we go. Jack Mace.
Tyler Gary trying to save America. Arthur White and Falkingham and Joe Armstrong. And now we're 3x3 again. Jack Mace put a move on Gary. And Tiller jumped down to the middle lane instead of going with Jack Mace. Frisch now trying to push Mace, get that third line restored, and they're all bottled up, 5th on back.
I was going to say, I'd see a dangerous line forming. We have Tyler Gary, Harry Tiller, DeMerchant, Bobby Zielinski. That's Whack in there, too.
But this shows you, though, if they get to the fight on the last lap and 2 guys can get really hooked up and they have the engine temps to do it, it'll take them a minute to catch up. So this is definitely testing to see how much they can get away with. Should it be the last lap, it reminds you like that 2012.
Oh, they're wrecking. Zwack is around. Not going to be a caution. 2 cars. Zwack saved it. Jaden Carter saved it. Incredible scenes.
damage on that left side, but he said we stay green. That's the important thing. Jack Mace left out to dry. Joe Armstrong trying to lead this lap. His first of the night. As everybody is in the main pack. Absolutely everybody, including the lap down car of Joe Swanson, Timothy J. Moore, retiring due to technical failures of the highest order.
It was his. Not even Fanatec like we thought. He races on a lap. As something as just sad as that. Not that you have to race on an actual desktop. It's just laptops suck.
They're trying to now get pulled up around the top side. They're trying to restore order somehow, some way. They're about 15 laps away from being like pit stops. They would love to have that.
I know there are drivers in the field just like begging, please just let us go single file around the top.
People think, oh, it's just a pit stop. It's it's a required part of the race. It's whatever. It is actually an art form getting on and off the pit road. Montsevias was in the wall a little bit further back. And pushed from Tucker Winter. It's an art form getting on and off pit road, trying to get every last tenth of a second, especially when you're going from 205 down to 55, 60 miles an hour. And just as quickly as they were on the top, they're back down to the bottom. Oh, we're going to get Turn Jorgensen, Seth the Merchant, Harry Tiller, Brandon Cruz Montsevias.
That was so incredibly violent. Jeez.
Sixth caution of the night, I think. Yeah, this is the sixth. So here we go. Back at it again.
Starts back here with, I believe that's Corey Henry.
In the 5 machine, so let's see here. What brought out? That was just vicious. So I think it's Corey Henry.
He's going to that left
He just gets in the left rear, like you said. Oh, someone immediate blown engine, tires, bumpers falling off. Wesley Parker gonna get turned late for his troubles.
You know who wasn't involved in this?
Who was not involved in this?
My pick to win Dean Clark.
So happy.
I
for him.
haven't
But you
said
see
his
right
name at
here,
all tonight.
Corey starts going up high, then he'll go down, back up, then way down. As the 88 moves up a tad bit, gets him in the left rear, down into Harry Tiller. Seth the Merchant gonna get right hooked. Terrible angle for this crash to occur. Rod Flag nowhere to go. Zwack into the back. Hunter East sneaking through. Brandon Cruz Montsevias getting a piece. They're late. That was another big one. And Rod Flag gonna stay out and lead a lap.
Got Garrett Dill supporters in chat.
After a failed Mooncar commissioner bid, he's doing his best to lay claim wherever he can. Get some influence. A RODDCAR win would help with that. It would be his second.
I was really hoping we had a change in the Mooncar commissioner. I put my support out there for Corbin Simmons.
Disgraced.
It went absolutely nowhere.
It was literally just you.
We had calls for Robert Dorman. The saddest thing I've ever
Now
heard.
that's a mistake. But we're past halfway now. It's all downhill from here. Coming in on 30 laps to go. Robert intentionally kicks Dylan Dreiling mid-race for no reason, Dorman.
Robert, Michigan was your fault, Dorman.
Man, he's got some history with him, but a lot of guys still on pit road, fixing up various damage and whatnot. Joe Swanson a lap down and all of this. My pick to win sits 12th. Still got a really good shot at this. The 8-time champion. I really dug deep in the barrel to pick him tonight.
I mean, I picked Dean. I haven't said Dean's name outside of me saying he wasn't involved. He is playing the long con. He's not going to get involved in any of the wrecks. He's going to be there at the end.
No shenanigans for him.
And I definitely just jinxed him.
Oh, absolutely did.
But it's funny.
Well, as long as it's funny.
It'll be funny when he's dragging a broken car home to like P27.
Wrecked on the last lap, finished 27th. That sounds about right for Dean Clavitt.
Isn't that how his championship,
effectively ended? Yeah, pretty much. This is just a stacked field, though. Daniel Falkingham, Parker White, Frisch, Gary, Dreiling, AJ Green, Jack Mace, Joe M. Armstrong, James Mendez, and Gabriel Dahar. That's a very strong top 10. Even outside of the top 10, Mark Jorgensen Jr., Zwack, Cozy, DeMerchant, Parker, Zielinski, Minter, Rod Flagg, Christopher M. Hill, Corey Henry, Scott Warren. So, I mean, it's talent all throughout this field. Coming in on 30 laps to go. It'll be next time by... I believe the only car 1 lap down is Joe Swanson, but his 71 Jeg Chevy appears to be in good order, so he just needs to wait for 1 caution, hopefully not be in it, and get the automatic wave around. I feel like Darrell Walsh all those videos can't push my left rear. It's still true.
Hey, I was right. We're under caution as I'm going to get my food. You have fun.
Oh, good luck with that. Here we go for the restart. Lap 50. As we are all screwed up in the back. Walkingham through the Geico restart zone. And we're back underway.
I have tagged in.
You have what?
I have tagged in.
Okay. Corbin Simmons, what has been your main takeaway so far tonight?
I have choice words for a group of people that I will not say, but we need to figure out how to push in these cars, apparently. And I feel like some of these drivers who don't know how to adjust at this point. But as we can see just now, they still don't know how to adjust.
It's kind of surprising with as much as they've been running. It's like they've run this combination 1,000 times, but
yeah,
just one of those nights, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if like a recent update has just changed something and they haven't ran this car track combo recently in their 15-hour practice sessions, but there's something.
Because even in your last 5 races with the one that Ben Billard won, I think that was 2 or 3 ago, they had 4 cautions.
I will be
honest, the last 60 laps.
I will be honest, we have not done this specific combo a lot in the recent years. Like, I had to go back to season 24 or 25 to get to the 5th race. So I don't know if it's that, but even if it's that, like some of these guys are like, the professional level. We're getting paid to do this, and they're kind of just crapping on it. Like, instead of using bad language, I'm gonna say crap in the bed. And that's really what they're doing at points.
Yeah, there's been one or two caused by a Coke driver tonight.
I'd say 2 to 3. But then there's multiple near misses as well. And like I don't know how the car drives. I really can't tell on some of those. But like there are some where they're just driving straight through people and not like thinking like, oh, there's gonna be a car to stop. And maybe it's just the fact that like they expect people to take these pushes because that's what they're used to driving Coke Series. Like a lot of these guys aren't professionals still, so you still have to adjust.
Like no offense to Gabriel Dahari, who for the record has driven a great race tonight, but he's not going to handle a push from Falkingham or Minter the same as a Tyler Gary would.
100%.
They've come to expect different things.
Like I think everybody here is a great person, right? But some of these guys could not drive onto a driveway in my opinion. But like, it can be quite simple in my mind, but sometimes it just happens.
We have reached the 43-second bracket. Matthews Wack just ran a 43.98.
Yeah, I will be honest, some of these laps are quite insane.
Yeah, they are flying.
I've seen multiple 43s go through the lap times tonight.
43.93 from him, 43.98 from Hunter East. And they've tried to calm it down for a little bit, but it's just, I don't know, tonight they have that itch and they want to go.
What? I think when they calm it down, that's when like the real setup issues come into play. Because you'll see somebody make a tiny mistake, and then all of a sudden they're dumped. Or we had a longer run than the 74 more. Just something happened.
That was a lot going on in that one.
Wait.
Oh, Dahari, it's not going to work. Jacob Dunn, big wreck in the lead pack.
I don't know. What are we doing?
Caution is out, and we were right on that one. This won't take long to figure out. The 36, had gone from 2 back to 3 wide. Dahari was in second. Looks outside.
He really didn't pick a spot.
And then he just... That's on Jacob Dunn. I understand what Dunn was thinking, trying to fill the hole, but the 36, when you look at it, he's really...
He didn't make a choice, right? He's sitting in the middle between 2 lanes. That's my issue.
But he wasn't like that drastically different off of Tyler Gary. I mean, he's not even half a car length difference, but Jacob Dunn just hits him in the left rear to begin with, gets him out of shape.
Yeah. I mean,
and then,
Jacob Dunn definitely probably could have checked up, but if he checks up, he's just going to get hit.
He is getting hit from the 18, but it's like, I don't understand where, hang on, let's just I want to see the cockpit cam here. Let me see the cockpit cam.
I just want to, I don't know.
I don't think there's room to begin with.
Definitely.
Dahari kind of gets caught out a tiny bit, but I don't think there's room here. There's no room here to begin with unless you really force it. You tried to force it, it didn't work. Corey Henry gets caught up as well as Jack Mace, but Dahari obviously the big loser on that one.
Yeah, I think Dunn could have slowed down and Del Hart, I don't know if Dunn could have checked up. I don't know what's going to happen behind him. Right?
Zach was pretty close on him. I don't know if Zach knew he was there or what, but just one of those deals.
I feel like Del Hart, if he just gets down a bit lower, because you could fully see Gary's car.
Right.
You really shouldn't be able to do that as a third car in line.
He was definitely a little bit...
he was went too high, so
yeah.
I don't know if he was trying to block both runs at the same time, but that's really hard to do in the first place, and you shouldn't be doing it when you're second in line yourself.
Right. It's just a rough one tonight.
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, we're even wrecking on pit road.
Oh, God. I was going to say the wife's upset because she wants to go get food, and I'm like, I told her we're probably not going to get done in time.
What was this all about with... Is
that netcode?
This is Parker White.
She getting spun off of...
Just curious how this one happens. I think he just loses it. I think he just smoked him up.
I think he might have got... Oh, he got scared. That's what happened.
Huh. Interesting.
He got scared. I 100% got scared.
And how about this? Now we got Ryan Falk leading. We've had Joe Armstrong leading, Dahari leading. Almost all of your LCQ transfers have led tonight.
I think the LCQ guys have been very strong tonight.
They have.
Dale Hari's been involved in a bit more wrecks than I would like, but I think he's just,
the second career start. He's going for it. I'll give him that, though.
He's still filling it out. Yeah. Ryan Falk in his RODDCAR debut leading lap. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, Joe Armstrong has been here before. He's made 12 starts in varying seasons, but so he is aware of what this is.
I mean, being aware and having awareness is two different things, so I'm glad he is not the second part.
Leading in your RODDCAR debut. Nothing better. He is 8 laps different on fuel, but with the way the cautions have been trending tonight, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah,
but I think he'll give up the track position either way, though. I think he just wanted the lap lead, and that's what he'll do.
So. I do think that going through the stats tonight before the race, I was really hoping for a nice, easy race, and
So I tell you what, though. Not that we're going green to the end, obviously. But we're right on the maximum range of a fuel run should, by some miracle, they figure it out in the final run. So we'll see.
I would like to see a lot more people double pit here, but it doesn't seem to be going like
If you're at the back, you might as well. I guess, yeah. Guys at the back.
I think everybody should double
pit.
pit.
What? Hunter East?
Somebody just... What?
What are we doing here, bud?
Huh?
What happened here? Come talk to me.
I wish I had race control so I could ask him about that. I would really love...
It is one of those nights. I think, was he just speeding and didn't want the penalty? Oh, he just completely misses it, I think. Yeah, he totally misses it. He just comes in so hot.
He doesn't shift down. When does he shift? He doesn't shift down. Does he shift?
He does shift down.
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
Way after the
he was coming in so hot.
I think his shifter might have been stuck or something. 'Cause he's just not...
Goodness.
Jesus Christ.
So we're getting the restart. 23 laps to go. It's told by Dean Clavitt specifically. Top of the show, 22.
All right, I'll be honest.
Laps.
I'm gonna need you to quit yawning.
Yeah, dude, I'm sick. I got the NyQuil locked and loaded.
I was taking carpet rolls down 3 flights of stairs. I'm tired too.
It's not like I did anything at work today.
I know you don't do anything at work. You work in an office. You don't do jack squat in offices.
Yeah, but it was like a conscious effort from the entire department. I was like, nah, today ain't that day.
That's wild. AJ Green is trying to turn the leader before we get to the start.
Oh,
love that.
Love this. But here we go. Coming to 23 laps to go. Fuel tentative.
All right, before we go green, my favorite thing to do, put it on focus on crashes. Who does it take me to? Parker White. He's going to crash next.
He is currently P2. Back to the restart zone. Joe Armstrong gets us back underway. 23 laps to go. And a lot of people did double pit. You see the long single file line at the tail end of the field. All cars are on the lead lap. And Ceballos did not get the memo, though. Missed the restart by a bit, but he is on the lead lap. And one car out of the race, that's Timothy J. Moore.
I like how it came back and we were back on the caution.
Yeah.
Well, I am tagging out now. Art's back.
Hot tag.
Hot tag.
Man's not an oos.
Art, you're on the hot tag.
Good luck with that.
¿Dónde está la...
All right. Oh, there's Parker White making an aggressive move to the inside. Gary wasn't able to follow it up with him. And it's now you can kind of cut the tension with a knife. 22 laps to go. Jorgensen trying to force it through. Roddy's into the wall. No one going with him just yet. And Clavitt is finally into the top 10. He says it's time to try and get some track position. That's a great camera shot there. It gives you a sense of speed coming off turn number 2. These guys are flying 200 plus miles an hour down the back straightaway.
I'm just saying, we still have more than 25 cars on the lead lap. There's still problems to be had.
There's 34 cars in the lead lap. A couple of them not in the lead group, but it's 28 cars in the lead pack. So if it were to go green to the end, you say 28 cars got a shot to win. And
I think one car has a shot to win.
Who's that?
That's a 56 machine.
That's the 56 machine.
Dean Clavitt.
Dean Clavitt.
It's my guy. My handpicked champion.
Too, so he's having some issues in that 88. He's dropping way out of the groove here.
Dean
he's
Clavitt
still up
is
in the
my
wall.
tribal chief.
You acknowledging him? So yeah, he's way off of base. There's some sort of issue there for the 88.
That's all that Dean Clavitt got stuck down there with Mo Perry and ain't going anywhere.
Oh man, we got two interstate battery cars side by side, but I believe that one was Zielinski. Deadly loose off of 4. That was Zielinski. Goal line. Walkingham's the one on the high side. And look at this.
Zielinski's gonna take that
3-car trio. And yeah, that's what the pros can do. Monsivais is still heavily damaged. He'll go a lap down below the apron.
Say that's what the pros can do. Like Parker White and Matthew Zwack aren't leading that high side.
There's a whole bunch of professionals up here. They're going for it. Now it's Christopher M. Hill and the Merchant, the Coke Series drivers. It's bragging rights for them as well. Definitely.
It's also a good chunk of money.
It's a little good chunk of change here. The Merchant comes up. Zielinski with a heck of a shove to him. I don't know how they kept that straight. There was a huge accordion effect there. All the way back to Harry Tiller, pretty much. He came up to block the run, and there was a good 2 car lengths. Parker White shoved Zielinski right up in there. A lot of 2x2. I would love for them to go 19 laps green, because that would put a lot of guys under pressure on fuel, and it'd be pretty funny to see. But it's asking a lot of these racers tonight. We got at least one more big one in this, and Wesley Parker, an aggressive move to the outside right in front of DeMerchant, able to maintain that push. Tucker Minner goes up. Christopher M. Hill going to come up and block the run as well. Wesley Parker looking low. No one going with him at the time being. He'll jump back up in line.
Low. He got knocked into that. They were 4x4 pushing each other. He had to take that momentum somewhere. Ooh, we've lost a driver, Mark Jorgensen. He's Oh! 22 in the outside wall. Wesley Parker.
Bounced it off the outside wall. Kept going straight. He still sits in 3rd place. Rod Flagg getting a lot of attention back there from AJ Green. He was a little bit of slideways as they enter turn number 3.
And we've got the other 22 making moves as well. 3 wide through the middle. Got Harry Tiller.
Swanson, Harry Tiller right in the thick of this. That's Joe Armstrong. He led a couple of laps earlier tonight. But who's going to be the one to break up the Coke Series guys? Right now, that would be Wesley Parker or Joe Armstrong. Maybe Mo Perry. Harry Tiller comes down to cover him off. Joe Armstrong then covers him off. Now Joe Swanson leads the middle line, outside line stacking back up further in the back. Here comes Dean Clavitt. Trying to get to that middle lane. There's Scott Warren.
Oh, Dean is slowing down. He's trying to get out of Dodge.
Coming to 16 laps to go. But right now, it's Christopher M. Hill with Tucker Minner right behind him. Inside line, trying to make some progress. Harry Tiller about got turned, as did Mo Perry. Here comes AJ Green with a shove from Falkingham. Right up through the middle to the back bumper, Matthew Zwack, who goes up to cover Mace. AJ Green has a small amount of daylight there, but he'll drop down in behind Joe Swanson.
I think Falkingham is getting tired of pushing cars through the middle and having no help once it's all said and done.
We got the 222s pushing together, and they're going to run out of real estate, have to check up a tiny bit. Oh, there goes the leaders! Wesley Parker spinning like a top. And the rejoin.
There's no caution.
How?
There's no caution.
How in the world? Yellow is now out.
Who parked it? Who parked it on track?
Here we go.
Was Christopher M. Hill. Rightfully so. Somewhat.
He just gets hooked. Oh my goodness. Oh! Can't be doing that now.
That.
Who that was almost career.
I've got words. I have some very strong words.
I don't know why he'd try and gas it up there.
I mean, there might be a little thought process of, okay, they're low, so I'm going to try and go high, but like your decision is so late. Like you got to be predictable. You're a stopped car. Stay stopped.
Whew. Well, let's take this back. It's not the thing we wanted. There we go. The whodunit angle. And Joe Armstrong gave Wesley Parker a heck of a shove, but at the same time, the 14 gave the 97 a shove, so there was no room on the top to take that run. So they all bottleneck. The 22 catches the 11 in the right rear. And it's off from there. Blimp cam. Yeah, definitely 3 cars. It should have been thrown quickly. At this point, I'm not even... Like, he's not doing anything wrong. He's in the runoff, runoff, runoff. This is all fine. Good, good. You got it. All right. And he does lock it down right before he gets to the track. And no one actually hits him. Thank goodness, or that would have been a conversation to have been had, but... Whew. And now everybody will be able to make it on fuel with that caution. 13 laps to go, so fuel is no longer an issue. Winner of the race off pit road is Joe M. Armstrong. He's had 12 career starts. He has 1 top 5 in that time frame. Tucker, Minner, Zelensky, White, Falkingham, Green, Perry, Gary, Zwack, and Mace, your top 10. A lot of guys still on pit road. We got 2 cars out of the race. Mark Jorgensen Jr. and Timothy J. Moore, 34th and 35th. Monsivias was heavily damaged at one point. He's trying to get his laps back. Still on pit road. James Mendez, Christopher M. Hill, Harry Tiller, Corey Henry, Gabriel Dahari, and Jacob Dunn. That's the way things stand. When we get the restart, it'll be 11 laps to go, I believe.
It'll be an amount of laps to go.
So right down at the business end of this race. What has been an eventful race, to say the least. No concerns on fuel. Mendez is going to leave. I imagine the rest of these 3 will leave as well. We're getting ready for the final segment, or the conclusion of the second race of season 32. Lights are off on top of the pace car. It is 11 laps to go when we get the restart. And there's been no dominant car of the evening. We've had a lot of Coke drivers, comers and goers inside the top 10, lead some laps, but it's really been no, like, hey, this is the dominant tandem to beat so far, and we'll see how they all...
I could pick one single car and say they've led a lot of laps this race.
Who's that?
Pace car.
I'm glad you at least didn't say Dean Clavitt. Glad you didn't. I'm glad you didn't.
Has he led a lap?
He has not. But I'm just surprised you didn't outright lie and be like, "Yeah, Dean Clavitt's that guy. He's led every lap."
No.
Uncharacteristically quiet has been my pick to win, Michael Cozy Jr.
Well, he got involved literally lap 1. He's just trying to survive.
And it was a big incident lap 1, so I do believe he used a fast brake because he had a toe link go down. And that's an 8+ minute repair, so...
Yeah, if you're an 8-time champion, you don't accidentally get into that. You have to grind through the season. You can't die on lap 10, you know?
You want to save your drop weeks as long as you possibly can. So, just playing it safe, trying to salvage a result. If possible. After being involved in a vicious crash on lap 1. But coming to 11 laps to go, every car, minus Brandon Cruz Monsivias, is on the lead lap. And we're ready for the restart.
I don't know how we're going to get down to less than 25 cars on the lead lap in 10 laps, but I have faith.
Kind of a fragmented restart here, but the top line looks to form up first. Mo Perry will be the first car on the inside line in 8th.
Those interstate batteries cars moved in unison to get
Nose
to
to
that high
tail. 118 and the 54 machine.
side. There's an outlier, at least in my opinion, leading that high side, Joe Armstrong.
It absolutely
followed
is.
directly behind by a bunch of coat drivers.
For sure. They will leave him out to dry so quick it'll make your head spin. Tyler Gary looking to get that bottom line, some momentum. Jack Mace goes with him, as does one of the
Falkingham.
interstate, Falkingham.
Falkham's a 54. Ooh, the 24 going
Hunter
middle 3
East,
wide.
haven't said his name tonight, but he's now getting in the mix. He wants to go right up through the middle, and there is Michael Cozy Jr. happy to oblige to get down to the business end of this race. There's going to get Falkingham turned. Oh, and Cozy gets hooked right at the death. Huge implications.
What are the odds that our drivers wreck together? Like,
And that's going to start with Falkingham
what are we doing?
getting turned around. Tyler Gary on his back bumper. And that was just coming together of several drivers. Tear up some more stuff. Not sure what the cause of this one would be. Because it's going to be the 54 and the 97 coming together. I don't know, does the 54 get shoved up into him? It's like all of a sudden. Oh, it's the 97 getting a little bit of a bobble from Zielinski. And they come down, meet in the middle, and then the left rear strikes again.
Yeah, they both just
Had a
deviated from their line a little bit.
Tyler Gary goes up into Hunter East, AJ Green, Dean Clavitt, Joe Swanson, Frisch, and Cozy. At the death of this wreck, gets hooked from Gary. Dean Clavitt finishes him off.
Hey, don't say that. My boy don't be working like that.
And Falkingham had to tow, so that could be his race potentially done and dusted. Now we're inside of 10 laps to go. Throw up some good race cars there. This is the second time that Cozy has limped around this racetrack. Let's take a look at the steering, and it's not moving. Be some required repairs there. And that right front not moving whatsoever, so that 99 crew will have a big job if they want to get him back into this race. It does look like he was able to finally park it in the box, and they'll get to work. Falkingham and Cozy, the big losers on that one. Dean Clavitt, obviously, some big damage. Harry Tiller, Gary, Parker, and Gabriel Dahari also still on pit road. It'll be 6 laps to go on the restart, so looking like we'll have roughly 31 on the lead lap, I believe. 32. So it is still a full field.
I might have negotiated and got a 54 taken away from the field.
How'd you do that?
I offered Mo Perry $5 and buying him the Ford to switch to the 199. And like I said that as a joke, then he started talking about doing a full-on Travis Pastrana paint scheme. So I'm okay with funding this.
Well then.
Like, I love Travis Pastrana.
You think Mo Perry, though, you think the 054.
You don't.
Yeah, you do.
You think the 54,
Yeah.
which is a problem because there are multiple of those. Like 3 guys wanted the 54.
They can't all get it. That's what winning will do, though. If you get some wins and potentially a championship, you get number priority. So
That's why you gotta be like me, be unique. I ran 199, then 619, and then I was forced to drive the 12.
of course. The lights are out on top of the pace car. It will be 6 laps to go.
You can't tell me some whiny little baby man didn't be like, oh, we have to have inline numbers. We have to take the 10, 11, and 12.
We had to.
I hate it here.
So Falkingham gets back out. He'll still have a shot at this if we wad him up some more. He's only 2 down. 31 cars on the lead lap. Cozy is currently 1 down, but I think he'll have more repairs to be made than what Falkingham did. So I think he's down and out at the moment.
Dean Clavitt also had 58 seconds of repairs, so he's still in it.
Heroic repair job by the 56 team. Six laps to go. I unfortunately don't think they're going to make it back. And that'll put us very, very close to RODDCAR overtime territory. Unlimited attempts at a green white checker.
Mr. Unlimited. We have unlimited, we'll use unlimited.
Yeah, 31 cars on the lead lap. Cozy in the pits. Falkingham 2 laps down. Jorgensen and Timothy J. Moore out of the race. Pace car makes that left-hand turn down pit road. And Joe Armstrong, the control car, gets us back underway. Good restart for him and the 97 of Tucker Minter. Armstrong comes up to pick up Parker White. So that low line will be a little slow to get some momentum. It didn't last that long. Will Hunter East and Seth the Merchant making sure they get up to speed. Uniformly 2 bites down the back straightaway for the first 10 rows, I believe, and that's Garrett Delph, the man making it 3 wide. Jaden Carter now, the first man 3 wide. He'll dump that line. Big move to the bottom from Zielinski.
Is this Joe Armstrong someone that, like, we should know?
Oh, but we got a crash!
Christopher Hill on the outside wall.
He saved it, but there's another crash. Gavin Newton back up into him to finish him off. Caution is out. Christopher Hill destroyed.
He's P3 in Road to Pro standings. Yeah, we should know.
Hey, he's pretty
Right, that makes sense why they're working with him.
Never mind. All right, so multiple things at work here. Hunter East, I believe, is just going to get hooked from the Merchant for some reason. And Christopher M. Hill, the huge loser in all of that, just kind of minding his business up top. And the 24 does come up a little bit, but I don't know. There's more room above. So then he gets nailed. I mean, he's dead. He can't steer. And of course, there's Gavin Newton. So let's take a look at the Gavin Newton portion of this one. There's just a couple of car lengths behind this. Yeah, you can see that 24 is coming. This is actually Rod Flag getting into him. I think there was contact with Garrett Delph on this. And there was. Rod was coming down and gets Delph. Gets that chain reaction started. 002. Oh, and Brandon Cruz Monsivais late. insult to injury there, but he is finally back on the lead lap with that. So a lot going on there, and it'll be RODDCAR overtime. Nobody's pitting unless you were involved in the wreck. It's from Hill and Cozy, who is officially, not officially out of it, but for all intents and purposes, this many laps down. And he's not even the first man a lap down, so he is essentially done. Falkingham will go from 2 to 1 down.
I'm going to go ask Rod when he wants to come give the command.
Fair enough.
All right, just let us know. Rod is ready and waiting.
All right, well, let's get him up here. Here, back-to-back weeks, Rod. Go ahead and give the command.
RODDCAR overtime! Hell yeah!
Thank you, sir. Truly a spectacle to be seen. I think we had, what, 4 last week? So that's a record that I don't want us to beat.
I wonder if our average caution takes into account, you know,
I don't see
like
why not.
overtimes.
Yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't. Go ask the stat man.
I'm the stat man. We just need Corbin to be able to do that. That'd be funny.
Christopher M. Hill, he did have a fast repair because his toe link was destroyed, so he's good. Parker on pit road for over a minute. Same thing with Gary. Cozy's been on pit road for almost 9 minutes now at this point. And Falkingham should be 1 lap down as a result. So he needs 1 more wreck to get in contention. Nothing against Falkingham personally. He is the defending champion, but I would like 1 attempt and to be done with it. So we'll see.
Get 6 attempts and like it.
Please no. I'm about to stroke out. I've felt my fever increase since the broadcast. Nevertheless, it is green, white, checkered, and there's no attempts next to it. It's not a natural one. We are overtime officially. Yep. So 31 cars in the lead lap. Falkingham, the only car on track a lap down. Because you wouldn't even be able to make up spots at this point. So it's 2 toe link repairs for him tonight. And that'll see him resign to 33rd. So back-to-back drop weeks essentially for the 99 machine in pursuit of his 9th championship. With the first attempt, they just got to get back to the white, and then if the entire field dies, so be it. They've made their bed. They will lay in it. 31 cars got a shot to win. Falkingham needs 1 more caution. But then, obviously, 1 more caution would almost undoubtedly take somebody else out of contention.
It's not going to take Dean Clavitt out of contention.
So yeah, I just realized my pick to win resigned to 33rd officially out of it and all that. So yeah, that was my boy. And it did not go according to plan. Your guy back in 24th. 3rd to last car on the outside lane. Good luck, buddy.
He just needs 23 cars for him.
That's how I got my one and only RODDCAR win.
Andrew Cody, a king.
I'll take it how I can get it, though. That was a burrito. That was a burrito the next day for me, so what do I care?
Ain't but a $20 burrito.
Absolutely. Pace car is off.
This was kind of expensive.
For what could potentially be the final restart of the night, Joe M. Armstrong gets us back underway. A good restart for those bottom 2. The 07 Jack Mace got Tucker Miller tucked up behind him as well. Joe Armstrong going to the top, go to work with Parker White. Making around 1 lap, but we're already squirming. James Mendez thought about 3 wide. Dylan Dreiling and Frisch trying to get something worked up through the middle. But it's 3 cars.
Again,
I don't think there's any way they make it back. They're beating and banging on each other like it's Bowman Gray.
oh yeah, this mid-pack
Like
Dryland
it's a
getting
Saturday night short track. Oh, there we go.
Maybe.
5th on back. There's James Mendez hard into the wall. Scott Warren, Jacob Roth. Multiple cars destroyed. Mo Perry, Garrett Delph. Jack Mace, toe link gone.
Dean. They
did not make it back through 3 and 4. And
I'm starting to think
that was a lot.
I'm starting to think my prediction of 25 cars on lead lap might be too much.
Oh, and Mace is just going to get destroyed. How many people got hooked into the fence there?
18.
So here we go with Jack Mace. He towed, as did Garrett Delph. So their night is essentially over. But here we go into turn 3. Just got on that right rear. Got him squarely onto the apron and then finished him off. James Mendez with a jump scare. That is just destroyed. So let's go here to the jump scare simulator. Yeah, that's brutal for James Mendez. Jacob Roth getting flung up in there. Seeing the pure chaos. Now let's go take a look at Rod Flag here. He has a pretty good view of this. Parts flying everywhere. Oh! Gets into Dean there a tiny bit, but it's okay. Dryling involved. Harry Tiller, Scott Warren. Yeah, that's, like I said, this will now put Falkingham back on the lead lap. And just as we say that, Jack Mace, Delph, Jacob Roth also towing. So, 3 cars there that lose a lap. So, the battle of attrition wages on here at Daytona in the 2nd race of the season out of 14.
Corbin, you're a bad person.
What did he even do?
What he typed in chat.
No. Yeah, I don't know if we have a confirmation on.
I can't confirm he's okay. He is quite upset though. But
yeah.
He disagrees with Seth the Merchant's explanation. So
I also disagree.
I also disagree. He was pushing all the way through that corner. And,
yeah,
I'd like to say I said that as a joke. I didn't.
That's what it looked like for me, but oh well.
He said he hit Tucker on the back, not into 3. I respectfully disagree with
Well,
you.
it's 2 to go. No one's lifting, so you get what you get at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I can't wait to hit 2 to go again. So.
and again, and again, and again.
Hey, we got 35 people here for the long haul. They want to see who wins this sucker.
I also want to point out James Mendez is still parked in turn 4.
Oh.
We don't care about James Mendez.
He's not left the track yet.
Hey, you can't park there, bud.
I am anger.
Yeah.
You gotta have a more normal name. Like, I know I'm supposed to know you.
It's Jacob Roth. I'm almost positive.
But I'm pretty sure it is. But
Considering he's parked on pit road and not racing him, I'm pretty sure that's where it's from.
cry about it.
Have you considered not towing to pit road on a green white checkered? When you kind of have to be,
Don't get involved. Forehead.
So with all of this, 29, 30, I don't know. We definitely thinned the herd a bit more here, so.
I'll be honest, I feel like my call of 25 is a little too high.
Yeah, Garrett Delph is a lap down. That much I know. But Dylan Dreiling is on the lead lap. He will be hard-pressed. Well, he should catch the field, actually. He will. So it'll be 29 back to Dylan Dreiling. Garrett Delph, the only man on track, a lap down. Jacob Roth and Jack Mace also on pit road. And Cozy just having a 17-minute massive repairs for the 99. So we had 2 other cars taken off the racetrack. We'll see if that allows them to somehow complete a lap. They just got to do one. Second attempt at RODDCAR overtime. Joe Swanson up there in the mix. He's looking for his first career win. Joe Armstrong is as well. Parker White has won 10 times. Zielinski trying to get his second career win. Tucker Minter looking for his 5th. Seth the Merchant looking for his 25th. As we're back underway.
The big jump there from Joe Armstrong. He's gonna have choice of line here.
Yep, he's been pulling to the outside. Roth said 47 minutes of required. You can go ahead and load up for Talladega next week. Get ready for the Draft Art 300. Look at all this. Pushing the pusher back mid-pack. Tyler Gary down in 21st. Going to have to go through the middle if he wants to have a shot at winning this thing. Down the back straightaway. Is okay into 3 for the time being. I think they all just want to somehow settle it on the white flag. If they all die, they all die. But they got to get there.
They might do it.
Looks like they're going to. Joe M. Armstrong leads with 1 to go. The 95 of Parker White pulls to the inside to pick up Zielinski. Joe Swanson now the second car in the outside lane with Seth the Merchant right behind him. Tucker Minter, third car on the inside. Third lane hasn't formed yet. Probably be too late too. Kevin Spencer getting shuffled out by Jacob Dunn. Swanson almost kills the leaders on the inside line, but they got a head of momentum. Zielinski up high. Parker White, no help. It's 3 cars to settle it as they work through 3 and 4 for the final time. They're wrecking further back. Tucker Minter gets turned. It's 2 cars. Joe Swanson pulling down to the inside. Huge net code. And Swanson is looking like the provisional winner. We'll wait and see for scoring, but Joe Swanson gonna get it done.
What?
In his 40th start. I don't think that was him. I know if you cause a crash on the last lap, you get the win stripped from you, but I don't think Joe Swanson could have done anything about that. Let's take another look. Out of 4. That is absolutely nothing Joe Swanson did wrong there. Yeah, no, that's a good win.
Wait, I think he beats him anyway. I'm fairly certain, but that is wild netcode.
Oh, you hate to have it decided like that.
I am at a loss for words.
There's a little bobble right there. Right there, but that's not what causes this. Joe Swanson.
Love Joe.
Put your name in the record books. So let's take a look at what set all this up. How does James Windows get 7th like this?
Wait, what?
Don't know.
So here we go. Let's go eye in the sky here. Figure out what happened. We had just said Kevin Spencer got shuffled. And then I think it starts. I thought Tucker Minter had got turned. Does he save this race car again? Oh, it's just the 95 getting run through. The 97. I don't think you'll ever see more luck in your life. There's no shot. That is insane. He doesn't win the race, but what in the world?
Win is confirmed, by the way.
Absolutely, it should have been. So here we go. It is the 7, the 18, and the 5. They just run through the 95. Massive checkup. They all wash up the hill. And that sets off the wreck there. Dahari is was on track for a great finish in his debut or second career start. Not meant to be. They're all scrambling back to the line. But then let's take a look at this, though. Seth the Merchant. I thought Swanson had made the move too early. But it collects Zielinski, it separates them, so there's no draft going towards Swanson because of the netcode. They would have caught him if it was 2-on-1 to come into the line, but we will never know.
Well, we got our top 3 ready.
All right, so let's go ahead and...
I still just can't find the words.
So here we go. With your race winner, Joe Swanson, adding his name to the RODDCAR record books, a first-time winner. It took you 40 starts, but describe to me that feeling and what you were thinking coming to the line.
Well, it took a while to get the first win, and I'm glad it finally happened. I don't really know what happened coming out of turn 4. I tried going low, and apparently some netcode happened, and he went up the track. But it feels great. I was unsure if I actually won or not, or if I spun him or what. But it feels great to finally win a race.
Yeah, it wasn't apparently netcode. I mean, there's absolutely nothing you did wrong or he did wrong. It was just, one of the detriments of, virtual sim racing. So just one of those deals. But doesn't take anything away from your move. You made the move. You were clear. And it was looking like at worst it was going to be a drag race to the line. So put yourself in contention through a wild run. And what did you see leading up to that? Obviously on the final restart and getting yourself in position to make that move.
On the final start, I started second on the outside, and then I kind of got a bad restart, which checked up the outside. So the 22 was able to get in front of the top. And then it was the 22, Parker White, and then me. And then eventually Parker White dropped down on the final lap, and I just pushed the 22. And my plan was to just push them until coming off turn 4, and they started crashing on the low side, and it just ended up meeting me and him.
Absolutely. And then obviously nothing you did wrong whatsoever, but the netcode, it is what it is, and you come home the last man standing and pick up your first career RODDCAR win. So many congratulations to you.
Thank you. It feels great to win finally.
Absolutely. Been a regular in this series, so it's finally good to see you after so many chances, so close so many times, and finally break through to that win column. But we'll let you get any shout-outs in if you have any.
I want to shout out my grandma and my dad who are watching. And my friends who helped me. Tyler, Dylan, Timothy, and I'm forgetting people. This is awesome.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again. Enjoy it, and we'll see you back here next week for the Draft Art 300.
Thank you. See you next week.
Yeah, almost sounded a little emotional there. But first time winner
for your first win.
Yeah. But many congratulations to him. Like I said, a regular. We did a very nice job. And that's just some wild netcode. Nothing he did wrong though. So rather be lucky than good sometimes, and he had a little bit of both tonight.
Yeah. I made the claim that we had our top 3. I was wrong. I don't know where the Merchant is.
We do not have Seth the Merchant. We will get
Parker White.
We'll get Parker White P3. Here with your third place finisher, Parker White gained 20 spots tonight from where he started, so a strong night for the 95 machine. Just came up just a little bit short of his 11th career win. What were you seeing out there tonight? Those cars looked like they were a handful. I heard some, the setups were a lot to handle. What was going on out there tonight?
Yeah, so we quickly found out that the setup was very quick in a straight line, and it was chipping out very easily at like 207 miles an hour, which is very fast for this car. So it was a lot of just managing our runs, and we saw if one lane got a run and they were able to just completely pull away, and it was really hard to side draft. But the side draft is very strong if you were even, so that was kind of interesting to see throughout the race, and kept the car out of trouble for most of the race. And my main focus is just try to get some consistent finishes. And it looks like I gained 18 spots and points after last week. And if I didn't get netcoded on the last lap last week, I'd be really good in points. But either way, a P3 is really good. I think if I would have stayed behind Joe there on the white flag, I would have had a much better shot at the win, but had to sell it safer on the bottom there. But unfortunately, it didn't work out on the backstretch. But P3 is definitely good for points, and I'll take that.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't ever argue with the podium. Crazy race, and like you said, managing the runs was a big part of the night. It looked like there was just overall some guys struggling with that, and kind of a lot of pushing the pusher. What guys, talk about don't do that, and that's kind of like what seemed from the booth where a lot of the issues were stemming from here tonight.
Yeah, I think there was some wrecks that were caused by that. You can do it; it can be faster, but if you do it immediately on the exit of a corner, it can get really sketchy. I found that normally in this car, you can usually push with like maybe 5 cars or more in a straight line. You just have to manage your runs correctly. And there was a few times where I think I was pushing Bobby one time, and Seth DeMerchant jumped up in front of him, and I didn't know he was there. And it really felt like just a really big jolt in the car. Nothing really happened. It was just kind of surprising, but yeah, you just have to be very careful when you push with three or more cars.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate the insight. Congratulations on a solid podium, and we'll let you get any shout-outs in if you have any.
Thank you. I just gotta thank you guys for the broadcast, of course. I have to thank Rod, of course, just for putting on the league every Friday night. I have to thank Williams Esports and North Source Racing, of course.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again. We'll see you next week for the Draft Heart 300.
Thank you.
And it looks like we got Joe Armstrong in 5th. We'll pull him up here. Here with your 5th place finisher tonight, Joe Armstrong had made 12 starts before tonight, and didn't look like a guy with only 12 career starts. Was up front most of the night, led some laps, and was in contention on the final restart. What do you think you needed to do differently tonight to make up those 4 spots and get it in victory lane?
Well, I did everything I could, and I think I did everything I realistically should have done. Put myself in a position throughout the race and showed the guys that I could contend with them throughout. And so I think I gained a little bit of respect in a way tonight. I know it's only a super speedway race, and the way these races kind of play out, you can kind of get up there by luck. But I feel like I got shuffled out a few times early in the race, and like I said, over the course of the run, or over the course of the race, got later to the race in the race, and I showed the guys that I could run up front. And we got getting a few cautions, so I was kind of sweating bullets because I knew that I had some really talented drivers behind me, some really big names behind me, and not literally sweating bullets, but it's tough. So I did everything I should have done, kept the guys behind me. Parker made the move coming to the white, and I was like, all right, well, it's game on at this point. And I had Joe behind me, and Joe gave me a really good shove off of 2 to get us clear. And then we got to 3, and I was like, at this point, it's just kind of try to mirror drive, but don't wreck myself. And he pulled out a line in the middle of 4, and I guess I blinked or something happened, and we just net coded, and I got sideways and overcorrected. But at the end of the day, it was a fun run. Congrats on the win, Joe, and shout out to you guys for putting on this every week.
Absolutely appreciate the kind words. Hard luck with the netcode there at the end, but definitely a great race run by you, and hope to see you back here next week for the Draft Heart 300.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
All right, let's. We got 2 people that stuck around to talk to us, and we'll go quickly get their insights. One of them being James Mendez, comes home a strong 7th here tonight. You were 1 spot away from the biggest mover, but still plus 24, so a great night. How the heck did you come home 7th tonight at the end of this?
Honestly, I don't even know. I missed a grid because I wanted to finish a Madden game, which I won. All right, it was worth it. I was getting made fun of by Joe. Congrats to him, by the way. Dylan and Timmy, because I chose to win a game over gridding. And then they immediately wrecked, so I felt really good. Then the race kind of was just all right for us. And then I don't know what happened at the second half. A lot of wrecks. I mean, I literally don't even know what that last wreck was. I still don't know who killed me. I mean, I thought I was like, oh, let's go, Joe. We're going to go to the front. Dead. And then I get stuck on a hill, of all places. And then Dylan was very kind and pushed me off the hill. took my fast repair, and I just got through everything. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you take it how you can get it, and a strong P7 here for you tonight, up and down night, but up at the end.
Yeah, we crossed the finish line. That's
You had power.
Yeah. I restarted like 29th, I think, on that last one too. So
29th to 7th. Can't ever complain about that. And congrats on a good finish. 11th career top 10. And we'll see you next week for the Draft Heart 300.
Yep. Thanks.
And the last man that stuck around to hear me ramble, and I'll get his insights. Jacob Dunn, good qualifying effort tonight. We're up front at times. Did not end up the way you would have wanted to, though. 25th here tonight. What went wrong there at the end?
Man, just wrong place, wrong time, and a little bit of net code as always,
Definitely, but definitely had some speed tonight, and it was a really stacked field, probably more so than we usually had. And you were showing up there that you do have, good speed and can make those moves when needed. So just hopefully clean up the luck a little bit, and hopefully the netcode gods are on your side for the draft chart next week.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, I love the Gen 6s, so that'll be interesting. But if I could get that luck factor down just a little bit more, we'd be all right. Just didn't have it in us tonight, though. We had a lot of speed and ran up front, feeling nice, but just couldn't bring it home.
Absolutely. Well, appreciate the time, and good luck next week in the Draft Chart 200.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
You're a problem.
Who's the problem? What I missed? No, but that is everyone that stuck around to talk to us tonight. Art, Corbin, your final thoughts as I pull up the race results.
We need to do better. Need more cautions, more overtime attempts.
No, we need to do by the other way.
Yeah, that's the joke, Corbin.
I hate you.
But
racist.
big congratulations are in order tonight for Joe Swanson. His first career RODDCAR win, picked it up on his 40th start. Seth the Merchant, Parker White round out your podium. They were the only three drivers within a second. And race of attrition tonight, especially coming to the checkered flag. You see the 18th place, 15 seconds on back. So definitely a wild one here tonight at Daytona. Joe Armstrong, the first LCQ transfer, along with then next up would be Dahari, Ryan Falk, Timothy J. Moore, and there was one other, totally blanking on it right now. But all the way back down to Timothy J. Moore, who had the wildest wreck of the night as a solo car, just due to I can't explain it, witchcraft.
Which solo car?
But yeah, that was Daytona. Next week, though, next Friday night, the Draft Heart 300 special event. Don't want to miss it. An increased payout, longer race. And the best of the best will do battle in the Gen 6 chassis at Talladega. One of the crown jewels of the RODDCAR schedule, coming in just the third race. James Mendez is still in the session. And yeah, that's how they finished here tonight, 35-car field. This upcoming Monday, we'll be doing the Affinity Racing Series Season 3 All-Star Race at Kern County Speedway, I believe, at 8:30 Eastern on Monday. So y'all have a great weekend, and we'll see you next Monday night. Y'all take care.